Good morning. Today I wanted to talk to you about Imago Dei. That's Latin. It's translated as the image of God. I know that when we hear that we are created in God's image, it makes us wonder and ponder exactly how that is. The meaning is not that our physical being is a reflection of God's physical being. Maybe a way for me to think about that is for me to think about my father. When I compare myself physically to my earthly father, I see very few similarities. He's much taller than I am. He had black hair. I had brown hair. Now it's gray. But he just had different mannerisms and different facial features we see in some of the other relatives. The cleft chin and things like that. But if I look at my maternal side of the family, I see more similarities. However, if I think not of the physical image, but if I think of characteristics, which is really what Imago Dei is talking about, we have the characteristics, not physical, but the spiritual or the other characteristics of God. When I was living at my mom and dad's house, or when I would visit when dad was still alive and I'd answer the phone, people would say Ren, which was my father's name, and I would correct them. I probably sounded a little bit like him on the phone, but I didn't sound exactly like him at all. I think it was just that my mom didn't answer the phone and I have a deeper voice, so maybe that was it. But when I look in the mirror, when I do things, from time to time I catch glimpses of the way my dad maybe raised his eyes or squinted or made a face, or his attitude or his expressions that he had. And many of those are nature over nurture, because I watched my dad and he was my model for manhood, and I sought to be like him, and so I picked up many of his traits. But back now to Imago Dei, the image of God. Humans reflect God's divine nature in our ability to achieve unique characteristics in which we have been endowed. The uniqueness makes humans different from other creatures. We can achieve things that other creatures can't do. For example, we have the capacity for self-actualization. The Cambridge Dictionary defines that big word as a person's desire to use all their abilities to achieve and to be everything they can possibly be. Maslow used that expression in his theory of human motivation. The theory of human motivation is the reasons why people do the things that they do. Their desire to be all they can be. But humans also, another part of this is we have the potential for self-transcendence. So when you look that up in Webster, it says the act of transcending oneself. Not a helpful definition to me. But transcendence is the ability for an individual to go beyond their limits, which makes me think maybe giving 110% is possible, or the ability to triumph over the negative restrictions that are placed on us. In essence, it's our ability to overcome, outstrip, or outdo our own ability and power. So we have superpowers. God created man in his own image and gave him dominion over the earth to recognize and understand, and the ability to create conceptions out of the natural world. We have the capacity to create a glorious and a peaceful world out of a fallen and chaotic environment. We are capable of doing the wrong thing, but because God is in us, he has given us the ability to overcome evil and act in accordance with God's will. Let me just leave you with these two verses that kind of highlight that. In 1 John 4:4, it says, "We are overcomers. You, dear children, are from God and have overcome them, being the world, because the one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." And 1 Corinthians 15:57, "But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." Go out and use your superpowers to make the world a better place and a peaceful place. God bless you and have a great day.